Hello and welcome to Fast Effect. Here we have Rusty on a Jeskai Stoneblade build versus Thomas on Turbo Depths. See how this plays out. Turbo Depths, certainly the faster deck. Stoneblade going to need to take control, rely on some card advantage, though they do have a much quicker clock now, potentially thanks to Cauldron Complete Urborg for Thomas, and just passing the turn. Basic Island. Essentially an underground sea thanks to this Urborg, though the black will not actually help Jeskai. There are times where Urborg has a little bit of a drawback. Thespian Stage joins in the fun, and now it's just a matter of a Dark Depths for Thomas to get a 2020 Merit Lage online. But we're looking. Oh, he's got one. Yeah. The other side of the board here for the Stoneforge Mystic does in fact grab Cauldron Complete, so a 2020 is going to be incoming. This Cauldron is going to be unblockable, essentially. Thomas not going to want to put Merit Lage in front of this, as it's indestructible, so they'll won't actually kill the Germ token, but also whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, you exile the creature, so it's actually going to be able to attack right through a Merit Lage. It's 5 damage. But Thomas is going to be able to make a 2020 during the end step. See, oh, I think I might have seen a Swords to Plowshares there. Yep, there we go. Swords to Plowshares at the ready. And going to go ahead and exile Merit Lage, gaining just a ton of life. True Name Nemesis gets added to the mix. Potentially speeding things up, though there's a lot of damage that needs to be done. Another Dark Depths has to arrive for Thomas, where he has no chance here. The deck does. Oh, an Elvish Spirit Guide enabling a crop rotation, so Dark Depths showing up. 1 mana floating. Urborg's not in play anymore, though. He can't tap the Dark Depths for mana. Oh, he's got a Simian Spirit Guide. That is spicy. We don't usually see the monkey, and that's going to do it. 2020 turns sideways, closes the deal. Yeah, you don't usually see Simian Spirit Guide. It's typically just Elvish Spirit Guide. I'm wondering why that's the case for Thomas. I don't think we've seen a Lotus Petal yet. I wonder if that's a budgetary consideration. We have had some people hopping in store with decks that may not be totally optimal, but still getting results. I mean, that's the thing when you're talking about Legacy. The power level is so high. Even if you're playing a deck that's slightly outside of what people would consider optimal, a card like Simian Spirit Guide is not strictly worse than Lotus Petal. I mean, there are certainly situations where it's strictly worse, like if you want to hard cast a Vampire Hexmage earlier in the game, it's not going to be able to produce black mana, but, just unforeseen lines. Your opponent might take a certain line thinking that there's no way that they're going to get killed. Instead, you've got access to those extra Spirit Guides. That is... Alright, we got monkeys on both sides of the table. Agavan for Jeskai, and Spirit here for Turbo Depths. Jeskai really is going to want a hand, perhaps with some answers to Merit Lage, but they do need to apply some pressure. Stoneforge, while it doesn't kind of stop the board presence like it does versus other decks, for example, getting out a Batterskull and stopping attackers, or getting a Cauldron Complete and just closing the game out quickly. Really about not giving Turbo Depths a ton of extra draw steps. Oh wow, mulling again. Yeah, Swords to Plowshares, one of the more welcome answers. Not that many cards actually answer Merit Lage Towards the Plowshares, Path to Exile, Solitude. Handful of cards that will. Karak is probably the best answer. That would probably be about as much as you could hope for, because it both counts as a mana source and can answer that Merit Lage when the time comes. Red Mesa. Stacked on the first turn. Could be a cantrip, could be a monkey. Get the Volcanic Island. And it is Ragavan. Surveying just how bad the situation's going to get. Monkey's going to do some ramping. Now, a Thoughtseize gets rid of some resources. Pithing Needle is taken. Could have taken the Stoneforge or the Force of Will. Force plus blue card could end up being a problem. But Ragavan's not really going to be at his best in this matchup. Pithing Needle was taken. Can potentially keep that Thespian stage functioning. But you always have the Vampire Hexmage on the other side. Oh, and there you go. There is the Hexmage. Oh, and the blue card drawn for turn. Actually a Daze. So could have forced or Daze. Opting to go for the Daze. Keeping that Force of Will in hand for later. Oh, wow. And that's the Simian Spirit Guide exiled to pay for the Daze. So that, talk about a MVP slot here. Absolutely huge. Making a faster Merit Lage in Game 1 and Game 2, paying for Daze. When your opponent has the Force, that's got to feel pretty good. Or pretty bad, depending on what side of the table you're on. And now a crop rotation resolving for Dark Depths. Looks like it's just going to be a 2020 marching on to victory unless Rusty has an answer in blue-red. Not even Swords to Plowshares possible. Oh, but he's got a Thoughtseize anyways. Prismatic Ending is taken. That really doesn't matter what he takes there. Could have Thoughtseized himself and he still would have won, as the Merit Lage shows up early and often for Thomas.